Alright, so stepping aside from the perviance that happened last chapter with the reveal of Rahkei Dragneel and his pervious fuck magic, we get a more serious tone here now, revealing more of who he is, and more insight, and pretty much overall craziness of this character. So after August pretty much mops the floor with the whole Erasing Sage, Jalal, Crime Sorcerer group, he goes on to state that Rahkei is indeed Zeref's biological son. So August goes on to kind of lecture of Jalal, his devotion that he used to have for Zeref, that there is really no good or bad, no light or dark, but there's actually only in between, which is love, and that's where Rahkeid's ability comes from. And as chapter goes on, we find out Rahkeid was neglected as a child from Zeref. Zeref didn't give him that parental love that a child needs. And so his state of mind fell into a void of some sort, since he saw Zeref pretty much obsessing over Natsu more than him. And so with that state of mind, he fell into a void, since he saw his own father, Zeref, obsessing over his uncle Natsu more than him, his own child. And he pretty much says it himself, that obsessing over someone else over your own child, that's pretty much unforgivable, and pretty much he has his hate towards Zeref, but he wants others to feel love. It seems like one of those self-hatred kind of deals. Like, I want you guys to feel loved even though I didn't, but I'm gonna make you kind of suffer at the same time. Then Kagura goes on to show a little bit of badassery against her as she fights against him, but it's pretty much, I didn't really expect anything from Kagura against Rahkei, as epic as it may have seemed, but it was still pretty cool seeing Kagura stand up to him, biting her own tongue to avoid the Pezzer magic canceling out with pain, so giving her more power over it. But in the end, Rahkei was just more powerful. He's one of the Spriggan 12, and he goes on to state that him, August, and Eileen are the exceptions, that they won't be taken down so easily. So the others were pretty much just, I don't want to say it, but they were pretty much just cannon fodder. I mean, as hyped up as they were, just to be thrown out like that, just to say, hey, we three are the only ones that actually really matter, kind of nullified their existence in this arc. But now, again, let's talk about that ending. So August is talking to Jalal that if anyone were to defeat Rahkei and actually succeed, it would have to be his own mother. And the panel goes down and shows Mavis by the hands of his mother, and it's Mavis. So it's pretty much got to be confirmed that Zeref and Mavis did the dirty, and it resulted in Rahkei Dragneel. How Rahkei actually became to be who he is, how he actually came to life, since Mavis turned into chrysalis form. Just what? Maybe the end of the fairy tale Zero, Mavis was already pregnant with Rahkei, and Zeref probably extracted the fetus somehow, or maybe just use Mavis's DNA to create him. Maybe use a surrogate mother, which maybe is Eileen. We see that scar on her abdomen. It's a stretch, but maybe, just maybe. Just so many more questions, more and more popping up in Fairy Tail right now. But right now, this chapter, I would have to give it a solid 8, or no, actually 8.5. Pretty good stuff with Rahkei, finding out if Mavis is probably his mother, August pretty much being a badass again. Good exposition, good exposition. Anyway, that's all I got for this one. This is Nigel Kura, signing out. Later.